U-turn theory refers to the patterns of individuals.
Okay.
Right? How is it that the individuals are digesting the trail that they leave behind, the patterns which are a part of this appropriation is what we refer to as U-turn. So typically U-turn theory we postulate has 5 stages, right? The first stage is where the person, the outsider, it could be anybody from, let's say, the Western paradigm for simple information. So now when you have somebody from a different framework approach Indian civilization, initially it can be under very benign reasons. They can come and say, we are genuinely interested, we're genuinely curious about the Indian civilization because, it has so much to offer to the world. So this first stage is what we call discipleship. They come under, the exchange of
all the respect, and then they
exactly. They will seek out
knowledge.
They will seek out an expert, a subject matter expert, and they will want to exchange with them in good faith from both parties. The second stage is what we call decontextualization. So now in decontextualization, what happens? They take the core important, useful aspects which they want from any domain, and they generalize it. They universalize it, right? So for instance, if you take, maybe they can take some important insights from yoga, or they can take some important insights from Ayurveda. And then instead of using them in the same context in which they found, they decontextualize it by making it universal. So instead of, let's say, benefits of pranayama being discussed in context of yoga and pranayama, they will sort of remove it and say these are breathing techniques which are found everywhere in the world, right? So that is decontextualization. The third stage which we talk about is recontextualization, where the insights and the concepts which have been taken from the source civilization are now worked into the framework of the receiving civilization. So it becomes a part of their language, their aesthetics, their frameworks and all the technical structure which is there. And their structures are protected already because they've had now a history of being in power. So they will have IP protection, they will have trademarks, they will have schools of thought which constantly, they reference each other. One person refers to another Westerner, who refers to another Westerner, and they propagate theirs. So our core insights are taken and recontextualized into an alien sort of a framework. The fourth stage is what we call Arson. So in this stage what happens, they come back and make sure that there's no trace left. It's like an arsonist who robs the bank and then burns it down to leave no trail.
Correct.
So that is the fourth stage of a U-turn theory. And the fifth stage is what we have called the repackaging, where what has been taken from our source civilization, recontextualized in some other framework, is now exported back into India under a new framework. And because we've lost that entire history of how these ideas were taken away from us in the first place, we take these, repackaged, rebranded, sort of bootlegged products, and we assume they are something that we need to take, right?
And we don't even know that it is our own thing that is coming back to us from some foreign source.
Exactly. So it's almost like, for instance, our source algorithms are taken and they are made as a part of some universal general shareware and put into a system where they have licenses and they have trademarks. And then we have to end up paying that license fare to them to be able to use something which was originally taken from us. So I think Western universalism becomes the larger umbrella under which Vedic insights, under which our dharmic insights get subsumed. So this pattern which many individuals have done over the past, let's say 400 to 500 years of being of this cultural exchange that we've had between the West and Bharata and other Eastern traditions is what we call U-turn theory.